In 2016, Travis Pastrana invited the world's best action sports athletes to America to compete on never-before-seen ramps.
Huge extension!
Since then, Nitro World Games has continued to break barriers and blow minds around the world. And while the global pandemic put Nitro World Games on hold in 2020 and 21, it did not stop action sports best athletes from continuing to innovate and train for what's about to happen today.
1080 from... How do you do that?
This time he's got it! Yes! He has done it!
The world's best have arrived in Brisbane, Australia to once again challenge themselves and each other on some of action sports' biggest ramps. It's FMX, skate, BMX, and scooter, all under one roof, and it's about to go down here at the iconic Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia.
After 2 long years, we are back where we need to be, in the heart of action sports in the Southern Hemisphere. Beautiful Brisbane, Australia. More skate parks per capita than any other country in the world. We are about to progress action sports in ways it has never been done before. These ramps you see here are not available to the public. They are only debuted at the Nitro World Games, and we have the greatest riders on the planet just fiending to ride them. Today is going to be about progression. Today is going to be about awesomeness, and I cannot wait to see what's going on. We've got some good friends down on the course, one of the greatest female action sports riders on the planet, with Mr. Travis Pastrana. Caroline Buchanan, take it.
I'm Caroline Buchanan. We are down here in the middle of Suncorp Stadium, the iconic Brisbane. The sun is out, which the guys are very happy. I'm down here with none other than himself, Travis Pastrana. Tell us about the history of Nitro World Games and how we've ended up here today.
Nitro World Games is the big air of action sports. It's when you have something that you've never done before. So many athletes with so many tricks that they've never landed. So many tricks that no one has ever seen anywhere in the world, and it's all going down right now. This event's been postponed since 2020. We had rain delays all week. They are chomping at the bit and ready to send it.
History is going to be made. Give everyone an insight into these ramps, the courses, what's changed, and what can we expect to see?
There's nothing that you can even explain the height of all of these ramps. The riders have so much input. It's not just like this is your standard ramp. It's like, how can we possibly make this ramp so you can do something that no one else has ever even thought of, no one has ever done before. So to get out here and just to see everything on this magnitude here in Suncorp Stadium, I mean, there's quadruple backflips, there's contemplating on scooters, there's triple backflips on dirt bikes. They're warming up with double backflip variations on dirt bikes. I mean, it shows my age. This is something that made my career, and it's a warm-up trick here at Suncorp.
It is. Well, while the world went to sleep, these action sport athletes went to work. Suncorp Stadium, give it up for Travis Pastrana.
Thank you so much for the set.
Caroline, I love that you just talked to the GOAT of all times. From the words himself, the man that's pushed action sports so hard and now opened up the doors. We are going to get right into our start list. Go ahead, Was.
So first off the bat, we're going to have Jaden Stanley, a local from here in Brisbane, backed up by Nick Seddon, fresh off the plane. He's just been to the World Championships. Tommy Dang from Victoria, Luke Berlin from Sydney, Byron Mitchell from New South Wales in Newcastle, Dane Forbes from a similar region, Jack Ward all the way from the UK, Rhys Rogers as well, and then onto the current world champion, Chris Farris, Dylan Morrison, Jack Churchwood, Will Barlow, Hunter Frost, Zay Chappell, Rumet Salik, and Ryan Williams. Today, they're going to be sending it. Best trick, it is literally go down the ramp, throw the biggest banger you can, and then it's up to the judges, which I'm glad we're not dealing with, Micah, because we are in for one hell of a show today, guys.
Absolutely, and with that, why don't we learn a little bit about Scooter with our next piece.
My favorite moment in Scooter Best Trick has to be 2016, Rhys Rogers Stadium. All the skateboarders and all the people in the crowd were looking at like, Scooter. And then our Willie drops in. First rider down, triple flip, double twisty mix, whatever he did, and everyone's jaw dropped. No one had any idea what just happened.
A signature Ryan Williams trick. Oh my goodness. Matt, look how exciting he is. That was
next level. I have no idea what the judges are looking for. I just know it's absolutely crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. By the time Scooter Best Trick was done, everyone was amazed.
The Giganta ramp. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Micah Cron's with me. Warren Biden, we call him the Waz. We are getting a bird's eye view of one of the greatest sights you will ever see. How to properly use a stadium. You put stunts inside of it. Look at this amazing setup. We have the greatest crowd here in Australia. And let's not waste any time and get right into what we do best, and that is competition.
You see it on his shirt right there. Team Stanley, the whole of Australia, and especially the home crowd here in Brisbane is going to be getting behind this young lad. Jaden Stanley. He's known for the Stanley flip, and we might see it on this first hit here. There it is, Stanley flip to late flip. So he does a double back flip and a Stanley or an inward bri flip in the middle of that. That is insane, making it look like light work for the first hit. As you can see, he's just trying to relax there, let that adrenaline sink into the body. What a way to kick this competition off, guys.
How hard is it? You're at the biggest stage of your life. You're the first guy in a contest for 2 years. You better pull something you know you're gonna roll away from.
Mate, he's got ice in his veins right now. I know he does this trick quite a lot up at Willy Land, not too far from here on the Sunshine Coast, but to make it look that effortless first hit in front of the crowd as well, mate, I don't know how he's done it. Here we can just see another replay of it there. Boom, straight into that second flip. As soon as he catches the Stanley flip, he just dips his shoulders back, rotates it around. Like I said, light work for Jaden there. He's going to be stoked with that one, and hopefully the judges are too, Mucker.
You can see him just taking deep breaths, trying to make sure he's where he needs to be. Well, that's a perfect first trick. That's what we like to see, people rolling away smooth. And literally, this is the biggest we've ever had this ramp set up. It's at 40 feet. Normally in a live show, it's about 32. The riders said they wanted to go fast. They brought single lane Giganta. We are going to see nothing but monster-sized tricks all day long. It's going to be different echelon for sure.
There we go. And Jaden Stanley's scores come in at 81.33. He's going to be stoked with that one. Like I said before, what a way to kick this off. Young Nick Seddon dropping in next. He's fresh off the plane, literally been back in Australia maybe 4 or 5 days. He was in the States for the World Championships. He's just 18 years of age and from the Gold Coast, just a little south from here, so he's going to have a lot of the family out here supporting him. I wonder what he's got. Oh, a little shaky there, but a huge backflip into the late flip. The boys are going for the doubles, Micah. I think because the ramp is so much bigger than what we get at the skate park, they've just got to send that second flip around.
And that's the thing. You mentioned the World Championships just last week. That was at a concrete skate park in Havasu, I think.
Yep,
we're talking about a 6-foot tall box jump. This is almost a 13, 14-foot tall box jump. I mean, this is a whole different world. You can see him kind of get the G out wiggles at the bottom of that thing.
Exactly. He didn't look in control coming down the roll in, but then he hits the jump, take off, super smooth. Nick's going to be stoked with that one as well. As you can see it there in the replay, a little bit sketchy, but huge extension there, laying it out into the second flip. Nick's going to be really stoked on that one.
I love it. Just getting something ready for his next trick, get a score laid down. I mean, he completely, we've abandoned all of the formats we had. We just went to the best trick, which is, I think, the best format we can have. What you can do, how you can do it. It's now back to freestyle competition, and I love that about
100%.
this.
And you know the craziest thing about this, he's got 30 on a double backflip. You do a double backflip in a normal skate park run, you're scoring podium, pretty much standout. Here we have Tommy Dang. He's been around the sport forever. 28 years old from Victoria. This guy is around the world. Backpack, scooter, you name it. Wow!
Whoa.
Tommy going huge on that one. I think he was going to go for a backflip body varial, which is in his trick bag, but not really in many people's. He's one of his own.
I mean, that is cool. That's some creativity. And he took a shot there, too. I mean, you saw him try to kind of walk it off and shake it off, but this stuff hurts. There's no two ways about it.
This ramp is no joke, Micah. We don't really get to play around on these too often. Willie's got the bag up at his house, but the guys are really going to take this opportunity to throw the biggest and baddest tricks they can because we do not get the chance to ride this often.
Oh, that's crazy. That is awesome. I mean, a short score, but as you can say, he is motivated to get back up there. It says a lot about the mindset of these athletes to take a shot like that and want to do it again.
100%. Tommy's one of those guys as well. He's just stoked to be out here, but another legend on deck right now. Luke Berland. I grew up riding with this guy in Sydney. He's originally from Padstow. These days he's on the Sunshine Coast. What's he got for us here? Huge backflip Superman, losing the bars a little bit on that one. I think he might have tried to throw a little bar spin in there, but he's just ejecto-cedo cast, and he's literally chilling. He's in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, he's got tattoos for protective gear. I'm pretty sure is how that works out.
If you know Luke, that's kind of his factor. He just doesn't really care. He's super cruisy, tough as nails, and he's been battered years and years. I've seen him crash, get back up, crash, get back up. Next on deck, Byron Mitchell. This guy has some bangers in his locker, Micah. Riding for MV Scooters. We're not sure what we're going to see this first hit, but it could be one of the best tricks you've ever seen on a scooter if we know Byron.
Whoa.
Going huge, just going over that one. And as you see, the speed carries him over. He's gone for the double backflip. I believe it was double whip, kickless. I could be wrong. We do only have the quick viewing of it there. Hopefully we'll get a replay of him. We're not too sure.
No, we'll give him another chance at that.
Yeah, but he's going to have another hit, which is the most important thing. I think the hardest thing for a lot of these guys, Micah, is, you know, they've had practice and stuff like that, but the adrenaline kicks in, and this is one of those ramps where that split second more time or that little bit extra pull, it just keeps you going. Like, you're going to over-rotate, you're going to go too big. It sends you way higher than anything they're used to at the skate park.
Yeah, I mean, what's it like sticking your foot in a ceiling fan of just scooter decks going like crazy?
Honestly, mate, I'm not one of the ones that does it, to be honest. I like to stick to the rails, doing board slides and stuff like that now, but we've all copped the razor to the ankle in our time. Dane Forbes is no stranger to that, and he's on deck right now. One of the other guys that was representing Australia at the World Championships not too long ago, he's riding for Apex Pro Scooters, and they're based not too far down the road, so I'm sure the whole crew will be out supporting him for this one.
How much of a hub is this area for action sports?
Mate, right now, the hub for scootering is definitely here. Southeast Queensland, the Gold Coast. But there's riders from all around Australia. Dane's from the Central Coast in New South Wales. I knew we were going to see something like this. That's why I took a little breath there, because Dane is one of the riders that just has his own unique flair. You'll see a bri flip or a back scooter flip or something like that, but Dane chucks a little twizzle in there, does like a little bar spin in the middle. For a commentator, it's a nightmare to call, because you pretty much don't know what you're going to watch, but I've seen Dane do this kind of stuff time and time again.
That is so cool. He kind of grabbed the scooter in the air and then flicked it around, caught it again. I mean, it's almost like a finger flip on a skateboard, but on a, 30-pound aluminum scooter?
Yeah,
like, that's
exactly.
a different game.
And he kind of throws it like a back scooter flip or like a bri flip to set the motion, and then twizzles it around. It looks like something out of the Harlem Globetrotters, to be honest.
Oh, I love it. Look at that. Brisbane is all about this. I can't wait. Well, Stanley set the mark. And you can see he's well ahead. I think Luke Berlin has a chance. Who do you like seeing going forward?
Well, mate, dropping in right now, we have a running joke. Like, whenever half bars, Jack Ward right here drops a clip on Instagram.
Whoa.
Wow, getting tangled up on that one. Like I was saying, though, whenever half bars drops a clip, we all just go, oh, did you see half bars clip? Because it's usually something that blows your mind. It's like one of those things that goes around the group chats. But Jazz, you see there, Jack coming a little unstuck. He's going to hope he can get on for the second one. He, in practice this morning, came off early. First hit, the sun was scorching on the resi landing, and he tore some skin off his hand. So you see on his right hand, it's bandaged up. That could have came into play. It does look like he just got a little tangled there, which when you're in this game and you're doing the tricks that Jack's doing, it's kind of part and parcel.
Let's talk about how long he's in the air, just clueless. Because when that goes wrong right about there, you normally would think the ground is coming quickly. You have another 2, 3, 4 full seconds before you brace for impact. And that's got to be kind of a mind-jarring scenario.
100%. It's one of the beauties of riding the Giganta ramp, because you do have those extra seconds, and for these guys, that's focus. They can look at adding that extra trick, they can spot their lane and get away with it. But this guy right here, Rhys Rogers, 19 years old, he's from Melbourne. I've known this kid since he was a little whippersnapper, about 4 or 5 years old. He's actually got the world's longest backflip on a scooter. He did it at 6.
Whoa!
There we have it, a huge triple backflip, no-hander. Rhys letting all guns blaze on that first hit. I thought he might have played it safe, but Rhys is definitely not out to play games today.
Dude, I follow this kid on Instagram. He's got some of the wildest clips out there. I mean, I love watching the style guys, and he's definitely one of them. And he went for the biggest uppercut possible in the fight of the World Games. 3 flips, no hands, and that's a 40-foot gap. Like, that is monstrous. And more importantly, Sweetaki over-rotated? Like, what does that say about it?
It says a lot for the progression of scootering. I was one of the first to do a double backflip way back in the day, 10 plus years ago now. Rhys makes doubles look like light work, and all morning he's been doing the triple to the bag. So to see him take the hands off first hit, the confidence is definitely there.
Look, he looks calmer.
Exactly.
Now that he took that shot, he looks almost more like he's ready to go, talking to some hillbillies over there.
Yeah, getting some tips from the boys, Harley and Gecko. He's just going to want to relax for this second one. He knows he's got the rotation down. It's all about just sticking it in his next attempt.
Oh, what nerve-wracking this must be. Again, everyone's chasing Stanley. Our first competitor is still on top. Well, this man has something to say.
Yeah, Chris Farris, his current rank is world #1 marker. 23 years of age. He's out of just north of LA in a little place called Morro Bay.
Whoa.
Oh, going huge. I know Chris wants to put down a huge cash roll combo. I know he wants to chuck a couple whips and bars in there. So I think that's just him easing into the trick he actually wants. But nonetheless, going absolutely wild on that first hit for Farris.
I watched that cash roll by people houses in my life. To see variations like this just shows how much this pulls forward.
Yeah,
It's a wild trick.
The cash roll makes absolutely no sense to me, Mike. I've been around guys like Brandon Lupos, R. Willie. There's plenty other dudes in scootering who make it look so easy, but I just can't wrap my head around it. And here we have someone else that's got it in the locker, Dylan Morrison. The ramp is so much speed. A huge triple. Oh! Dylan just going down pretty hard there, but he looks to be unscathed, Micah.
Man, he took a shot at the bottom there. And that's just it. If you don't land perfectly in the sweet spot of this ramp and you go too long, you pay dire consequences. And the only way to look at these ramps is it's not safe, it just takes the edge off.
Yep.
Instead of us having to rush paramedics over there, he can walk off and now talk to them. That's about the only difference in these things. It is a horrific, violent crash.
Yeah, the way that I like to put it is, it might soften the landing, but it actually gives the boys more confidence to send. So the send factor goes up, the difficulty and the risk that they run is there. There you can see a huge triple flip.
Oh.
Seems to land perfect, but I actually think he landed just in the middle of the mat or the tarp on top of the ramp.
Yep.
And I think that's just kind of giving him a little bump, throwing him over the bars, but Dylan looks all right there.
He went 56 feet on a 40-foot gap.
Yep, it's no joke out there. And the speed is one of those things that it's just hard to judge. When you've got that much adrenaline in you, you kind of forget where you are and you just have to take the ramp for what it is. There's no turning back once you've gone down that roller.
I dare you to speed check a triple backflip in your life. There's
I'll
no
be
one's ever going to say, oh, you're going too fast for a triple backflip.
Exactly. Here we have the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Churchwood out of Gladstone. This guy currently rides for MV Scooters, going for the huge backflip bar spin. I think Jack just wanted to feel one out, get a nice little score on the board. As we've seen a lot of crashes early on, that could come down to the podium later in the day.
He's on the podium right now. I mean, that says a lot about game planning. And I mean, how much is that going into that? Does the scooter guys think about that much? Do you guys get together and put some formulas out there or just send it and see what happens?
Jack's one of those guys that usually just sends it and sees what happens. But I spoke to him a little earlier today and I said, mate, this is one hell of a competition. It is going to be so tight. You really have to play it smart, get that first hit out, and then go for gold.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful maneuver. It's a great way of thinking. Again, he's going to be on top 3 in the podium just for that one jump. And he's going to get a couple more shots.
I know what he's going to come in. Well, I think I know what he's going to come in his second and third hits. And it is a way, way, way more difficult trick than what we've just seen from Jack. So fingers crossed you guys are in for a show. Here we have it. The man, Will Barlow, a.k.a. Barzy. We know he's got a big trick in his locker. There's rumors floating around camp that he wants to try something that has never been done on a scooter before.
Look at his eyes.
You can see this kind of adrenaline in a man right now, and I think he's going to send it, Michael.
Oh, let him hear you, Brisbane. Here we go. Drops in, flat. Oh, that's going to be 4.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Barzy trying the first quad flip right there in front of this crowd here in Suncorp Stadium. Terry Price, the actual man behind the double backflip in scootering, giving him props, and he's just doubled Terry's crazy game-changing trick. Will Barlow is pumped right now. The vibes are high. The crowd are loving it. Come on, Barzy. We want to see that one stuck, mate. That would change the game.
He would be the 3rd person in the existence of the world to roll away from a quadruple backflip on anything with wheels. There's Jed Milden, Brandon Schmidt, and it'd be this man. And what an absolute way to cement your name into the history books. To get it done on this stage, on this ramp. How close was he? How close was he?
We're watching the replay there, and I still put my hands on my head. I have goosebumps after watching that one. Barzy would be running on pure adrenaline right now. As you can see, Mike, scores a 16, which is kind of a variant for the difficulty. Obviously, he didn't roll away from it and land it, but the gnarliness of that gives him a couple of the points to jump up, and he's sitting in 4th place right now just for that send factor.
Yeah. That's just it. A lot of contests have lost that where they want consistency. We want burliness.
Yeah, and right here, Hunter Frost. He's had a pretty rough couple of days off the plane, got food poisoning. Wow!
Whoa.
Nothing front scooter flip, catches it. He's just come unstuck. He's risking it with the all white, don't you think, Micah?
You know how guys think. I'm wearing all white so I don't fall, and then that comes back to get you once in a while. But I think it helps you being seen and help you do variations. Again, there's some conscious things that you can do to make yourself bigger in this sport.
100%. He goes for the nothing front, kick heel, goes for the grab, and I think he wants to finger it back on that one, but just coming unstuck. Massive shout out to Hunter Frost. He hasn't been well, sorry. He's been sitting in the athletes lounge, feeling sorry for himself. Been in hospital the last couple of days, on the drip, everything like that. So to see him out here hitting the ramp, you know he's doing it for the crowd.
Yep, everybody at Suncorp Stadium, if you got to find a better seat, please be polite, but you're more than welcome to get a better line of sight. Here we go.
And here we have Zach Chappell coming in real hot for this one. Wow! Whoa. I believe, on first glance, backflip, kickless to inward. I don't know what we've just seen, but that is something that Zach does and posts on the gram like it's nothing, week in and week out. He's been a little off the Instagram screens lately, but I tell you what, he doesn't look too stoked with that one. Hopefully he hasn't hurt himself.
But doesn't that say something about the level we're at, where you said he'll do this trick in his sleep and post it all day long? You put it to a ramp like this, and now he's hurting from something he can do in his sleep. This ramp absolutely takes souls.
Exactly, yep. Brumet Salik out of Estonia. This man is every scooter rider's favorite scooter rider other than R. Willie. It's literally arguably out of those two guys, and that is because he's a dual action sports athlete as well, going to be competing in BMX, but he's just got tricks like this.
Whoa!
Wow! Oh my God, going absolutely huge on that one. He's gone 4 spins, Micah, which is how many?
Oh, let's see, 1440.
1440 and adding a front flip in there, so it's like a corked 1440. We've seen R. Willie do stuff like this before.
Yep.
Do you think he's going to back him up with it today?
What I've learned from Ryan Williams is he loses when people get him off his game, and this is something that gets him off his game. When someone goes in front of him and does tricks he's done and one-ups it or does it better, like, I say Ryan needs pressure, but that's how he gets beat, is when someone goes in there and just stomps something like that, you can tell he's hungry. That man is going to give that another shot. That is correct. And think about it, it's a 1400, but it's an 18 if it's not corked.
Yeah, it is corked. Wow. It is a little extra pressure, but the man behind it all, Ryan Williams, he's helped to put scootering on the world stage, and he's about to do it once again right now. Let's get behind R. Willie. Come on, mate. Let's have it.
Riding this event triples as well as best trick. Front flip forward, front scooter flip, and doing what Ryan does.
So for everyone at home, he's gone for the front flip, nothing front scooter flip to late bar. The mum loves it. There she is, Donster in the crowd. I love R. Willie's shirt. He's stoked on that one. And for Willie to land a trick first go, that just opens up the door for progression after this. I am not sure what we're about to see, but
I mean, that wasn't world's first. That was a never been done trick. I mean,
he's one of those guys that just does that. It's just R. Willie. He just does world first like no tomorrow.
Wow.
As you see here, the full extension on the nothing front, grabbing the bars, pulling it into the feet, and then the late bar spin. Just shows pure control, and the stoke on his face says it all.
Just a solid trick. I mean, I've watched him hit himself in the face and give him black eyes with that trick. The fact he added a variation of a bar spin is just nuts. That is not human. That is not what a normal individual can do. Ryan Williams doing Ryan Williams things. And the scores reflect that.
I was about to say, look at the score on him, 91.33. That is a huge one from R. Willie there. He's stoked. The crowd getting behind him. Going to get some props from the homies there.
There's that beautiful skyline. How good is this city?
Brisbane City. R. Willie in top spot with a score of 91.33. In second, we got Jaden Stanley, who was first off the bat with an 81.33. And then Nick Seddon in third with a 30. Following him in fourth, we got Jack Churchwood, Will Barlow in fifth, Brunet Salik in sixth, and the list goes on. A lot of those guys lower down, they're going to want to get just a land in this next one, aren't they, Micah?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's time to get us right back to the top of the list. Again, each rider has 3 attempts. Best trick that they land is going to determine our leaderboard. And let's get right back to the top.
Jaden Stanley sucking in a big deep breath there. It's one of those things at the top of this ramp, you just have to and let it rip. And as you see, he's coming in hot for this one. Stanley, oh, just tweaking it out on the landing. Cannot put wheels down there, but he's gone for a huge banger. Literally double Stanley flip, back-to-back backflips, and rotating the scooter the opposite direction. It doesn't make any sense to me, Micah.
The air awareness of the scooter guys are crazy because there's so much that can come around and go wrong, and you don't have the weight of a mechanism to keep yourself straight, so there's just so many variables. It's one of the crazier sports out there.
Here we have him, Nicky Seddon. He's keen to go for this one. Currently got 30 on the board. He's in third place. So this one he's going to be letting rip. I think it might be another double backflip variation.
That's 3.
Oh my God, he's gone for the triple, just not getting around, but he looks all right. He looks all right, Micah, and that's the most important thing.
Exactly, exactly. Again, this ramp just takes the edge off. Like, it's not a safe thing to be doing in any way. Like, these are absolute gladiators of the game going through what they're doing. And here's a triple flip. Can you talk about opening up and closing for me?
Yeah, so pretty much what it kind of dictates is the rotation. How fast, how slow. You really want to open up on a landing so you can control it and put wheels down, because the scooter wheels are only usually 110 to 120, 130 millimeters. Well, Nicky not looking too good there, but he's put down the triple for us. He's currently in 3rd. Fingers crossed all is well with Nick Seddon. And I know that a bunch of the riders following him are going to be wishing him well as well.
I mean, is there a place you can go to work on a triple backflip? I mean, there's not really foam pits that give you that much of a lip, right? There's not really ramps this large. I mean, obviously 40 feet and the moon booter lips, that is a Travis Pastrana specialty. Like, where can you even go and practice a rotation? Because when he was flipping, you saw him get larger and you tuck it in, pull it out in every which way. And as you said, sure, you're speeding up and slowing down the rotation, but how do you get to learn what to do, how you do it?
It's one of those things that these guys don't really get to practice it too much. I was trying back in the day, you know, double flips to a foam pit at Monster Skate Park in Sydney, and there's a couple of foam pits and resi ramps getting around, but there's no ramp really big enough other than R Willy Land. R Willy's hooked all the boys up. We go up there. The Hill Willies are running it when R Willy's overseas. It's pretty much running year round when the boys can make it up there, but it's one of those things. It gets so hot in Queensland. You know, we've had all the rain lately. It's been hard for him to judge.
No, absolutely. Well, we are going to take a quick break to get everything situated down there. There's that beautiful Brisbane skyline. Check out this awesome stuff courtesy of Nitro World Games. Be back with you shortly. Thanks.
That was a double backflip with a tail whip. Think he's going to go for the triple front tuck? Yep, he is. Are you kidding me? Oh my. I believe what I just saw. That's right, here he goes, 1080 front flip. Gets it, Rumet Salmik sticking the 1080 front flip. Silly Willy tail whip, he puts it down. Wow. Are you serious? This is not happening right now.
Nitro World Games is brought to you by Lego City. Ready, build, race. Queensland.com/events. Be part of the action at Queensland's live events. And by City Beach, Australia, your #1 destination for the latest skate, street, surf, and fashion.
It is time to continue with largely the greatest scooter competing event in 2022, the Nitro World Games. And Waz, I want to know, what is it like to be included in such a large spectacle? There's other action sports companies out there doing contests. What does it mean for scootering to be involved in the Nitro World Games?
Mate, R Willy's been putting us on stage around the world for years and years, but now he can bring his friends along. And you see what it means to these guys. The level of progression that this is giving our sport is world class. Every single one of those riders out there is just stoked to be here. There's so much camaraderie in scootering, and it's one of the things that I love to see.
It definitely. I think other nationalist contests are kind of taking the camaraderie out of action sports. And in scootering, you can still see the roots. You guys like each other, you push each other, and Travis himself said it's one of the best industries out.
100%. Tommy Dang, he's an absolute legend down from Victoria, and going for that. Oh my God. He's going for a backflip body varial, Mike. It's one of those things you just don't see very often on a scooter, but he's one of those guys that's always got a smile on the face. I guarantee he's going to turn around and be stoked. He teaches kids all day long down in Victoria at Barlow Park. He's all about scootering, so for him to be out here, he's just gassed right now.
That's rad. And this trick isn't done in any action sport. They do it in freestyle motocross rarely. I don't even know if you'll see it here today. BMX, it doesn't happen. Skateboarding has, like, some body varial stuff, board varial, but this man is absolutely blazing trails.
It just shows how difficult it is. And on a scooter, like you said before, they're so light. They're made from things like titanium and carbon fiber bars Rhys Rogers is riding and stuff like that these days. the scooters just fly away from you. So for Tommy to try this over, one of the biggest ramps that we've ever seen, insane.
This is the biggest contest ramp in existence of any time ever. That's why this contest today is going to progress action sports in ways it's never done before.
Exactly. And here we have Luke Berlin coming in for his second hit.
Yes!
Wow, sticking it on that one. Nice little extension. He goes for the backflip cannonball to finger whip. As you see, nonchalant. Lukey, he's just in the zone.
Is he wearing swim shorts? I don't understand.
Honestly, he used to wear the shortest shorts back in the day and just cruise around the skate park in it. So it wouldn't surprise me, fresh from the beach. There you see the extension and the finger whip, bringing it around. He makes it look like light work. I know he's done a lot of laps up at R. Willie Land, but for him to put that one down, surely the judges have got to give him a decent score.
And he does. That's going to put him on the podium right now. That puts him into third place.
Yep, a nice little 62 there for Luke Berlin. On mention of the judges, we have some of the greatest athletes from the scootering history. We've got Cody Donovan, Jackson Bartlett, Adam Bolton, and Max Peters, all Australian legends. And here we have another one writing his name in the books for the future. It's Byron Mitchell, a.k.a. by Rome's. He's stoked with that one. Look at the expressions on his face, Micah. For him to put that down, it means a lot, but to do it in front of this crowd, you can see he's gassed. Oh, trying to relax. don't get too excited, guys.
He stomps this landing.
Here we have the replay backflip. I think he kicks it in there for the rewind, triple rewind. And there, the fist pump, it says it all, into the airbag. Here we'll see the replay. Yes, he does kick that first one, and then it comes around 3 more times. Just dodging that little line in a landing, which is going to play a big part in today. I know a lot of the guys like to drift a little to the right, so if they do get stuck in that, it could bounce them. But another huge score, putting him into third place, Mike.
Yeah, I think people are getting comfortable. I think they realize they can land and roll away from these things, and we have us a whole new contest.
100%. He's just waving some shackers to the crowd, but now Dane Forbes up next. Dane's about to be a dad. I know this is him sending it for the crowd and for that soon-to-be family. Here we
Yes!
Oh, just coming unstuck. He couldn't straighten up the deck on that one, Micah.
That is such a cool trick. So much originality coming out of it.
We've all joked about it in the dressing rooms and stuff before this. Travis has said he would hate to announce a scooter contest because you don't know the tricks and stuff like that. And for me, I've been around the sport for 10 plus years and I still have no idea what we just watched. So it says it all. The trick level is just insane. And these days, they're inventing their own tricks, chucking them on the gram and not even naming them. So you don't even know where to start, whether it's a nickname, the technical name. That one there is going for like a back scooter flip, spinning it on the finger almost, like I said before, Harlem Globetrotter style.
Yeah.
Here we have half bars. I've got a great story about how he got his name, actually. It's actually a terrible story, but we like to say it's a great story. Coming unstuck there, going for the full extension. He does almost like a finger kickflip looking thing. I don't know if you've ever seen any half bars clips, Micah, but this guy does those kind of variations where you just throw the scooter and hope for the best and catch it and bring it back in. So to do it upside down, he's really pushing the bars. But he actually got his name because his mate was called Half Bars on Instagram, and they were like joking around and said, oh, you should make your Instagram Half Bars too. And now he's blown up and it's stuck.
I love it.
Rhys Rogers gone huge! Yes! Just sticking it to the back wheel and shotgunning off the back there. He's going to be disappointed because he's only going to get one more crack at it. But fingers crossed for Rhys, he can put that down because I've seen him do the triple so many times, but he wants that huge tuck no-hander in the middle of it.
I love it. Like a triple backflip is nothing to play with. That is absolute fire.
You can see the speed wobbles when they come down that ramp because these guys, the wheels are so small, the stability isn't really there like you have the weight on a bike or in a motorbike, it's so much weight that the power holds it upright. But on a scooter, we've got this much speed, it definitely wobbles a little bit. Getting a 9.66 there just because you can't stick it. But if you can land it, I think that could score really well.
That'll podium him. I'm pretty positive.
100%. Chris wants a little better on his second run here. We're going to see it.
Whoa! Yes!
Oh, just slipping the foot at the bottom of that landing, but he's going for the cash roll quad whip to bar. Huge combo. You don't see many like it. He whips it around like no tomorrow. It's hard for us to count the whips sometimes. It's only that I've watched him do this so many times that I know that that's a quad because it's so easy. 4, 5. Mate, I tell you what, it blows my mind. You just get lost in it sometimes.
It's funny watching the guys when they do the trick they want to do and they catch and they still have all that extra time left because they haven't landed yet. Like it's
something that I don't know the feeling of that, Michael. I start living and it just gets lost. But Chris representing Lucky Scooters. Dylan Morrison got that big scooter wheel on the front, which is Proto, a brand out of the US from the godfather of scootering. He's been in Nitro before, Andrew Broussard. He was one of the first guys to do it. He's been around the sport and done some great things for us, and he's supporting Dylan out here at this event today. Dylan scoring a 7.33 in his earlier one. He's gone huge on the triple flip, making it look like light work. He's going to be stoked on that one. As you can see, the froth is real. I think he's just going to be happy to get a score on the board because Dylan's one of those guys that has a huge locker of tricks. So hopefully this just opens up that third attempt for him now.
It's crazy because you see the joy on his face, and that's because he conquered a demon. You know, like,
the triple flip is no joke. As you can see, spots the landing on that second rotation, drops the shoulders one more time, and boom, stoked right there.
Dude.
I know his family at home are going to be gassed on that one.
Look at how wild he is. He just puts those elbows back and just,
He's got one of the best flip styles in scootering. Oh my, I just noticed he's getting a bit buck wild on the flat there. So it's not really the triple backflip that's troubled Dylan, but an 86.66 is going to put him all the way up to second place. He is going to be wrapped on that one.
Yep, he is chasing Ryan Williams. Well, it's time to get an update on our friend Nick. Caroline, can you tell us what it's like down there?
Yes, we're down here. Nick Seddon is currently going to be sitting out his third run. He is okay. He's getting the best medical attention. He's being assessed. These things happen, and all the athletes are up ready to prepare for the next run. So get loud, let's reset, and Nick's okay.
Caroline knows all about that stuff. She's taking care of a shoulder injury from a mountain biking event, so pumped she could be out here for this. But let's keep the scootering going.
Yeah, it's great news about Nick, but here we have his mate, Jack Churchwood, like I said earlier in the stream. From Gladstone, these days he's based here in Brisbane. Stanley flip goes for the Superman. Micah, are you kidding? That's some FMX stuff.
Yeah, it's cool seeing him. Everyone influences everybody, right? BMX goes to, it all came from skateboarding, and then BMX to freestyle motocross, and now scootering. I mean, the bri flips and everything we're doing from years. That's another great example of just the creativity and how it kind of, you lend from one another.
100%. Jack shouting out his sponsor Envy there with a little shirt flick. But a huge extension on that one. Mate, I think the best thing about Nitro is that all of the sports come together. And when you watch this, the impression of FMX that we grew up, you know, the Travis Pastrana videos back in the day, we all watch them. Doesn't matter what sport you ride, we all love TP. And to be out here at an event that he's helped found and brought us all together, we're so grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah, good looking score. It's going to put him up in the ranks, but to get in that top three, you pretty much need to do a world's first, never been done at this point, or a triple variation.
Exactly. I think the judges are still waiting on that one to come through for him. But Jack's going to be stoked just to put a trick down and just kind of roll on from that and have that momentum and that confidence build up for this next hit.
I mean, that clip in just general, that guy, he was upside down, you know, completely inverted, you know, chin to the ground and rolled away smooth. It's
100%.
epic.
Jack's in 5th place there with a 65.33, right behind one of his best mates, Byron Mitchell, who's on a 75.66. But the score to beat to break into the podium is 81.33, and the man behind the quad is
I gotta stand
back.
up. I gotta stand
Will
up.
Barlow, aka Barzy. Everyone knows him as Barzy. He's hyping up the crowd. Come on, guys, let's make some noise right now. I know everyone at home will be sitting in their seats, goosebumps ready.
If he rolls away from this, it's like seeing a dinosaur in person. This doesn't happen in public. This is awesome.
Let's go, Barzy. Send it, buddy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh! Just a little short on that one, and it is a huge price to play. Like we've said a bunch of times, Micah, this ramp is forgiving, but not when you're doing the tricks that these guys are doing. They are really putting everything on the line for you guys out there today.
Right, in every way possible. We said, like, this, it's not safe. This isn't a safe situation. When you're doing things at the level that they're at, it's terrifying, but they know what they're doing. You saw how excited he was. He needed to get in that frame of mind to execute a trick at that point, and he knows the games we're playing. He knows that you roll the dice, sometimes you lose, and unfortunately, bad things happen. I think Evel Knievel said it best, like, when you live the way we live, sometimes bad things happen. When you challenge consequences like that, and that's how you get happy, these things are gonna go down. But the fact that we saw a quadruple backflip in person, like I said, that's like seeing a unicorn. That's like seeing something that doesn't ever happen in the world. And it's huge. Look how high he is in the air. We're talking 50, 60 feet, and he nose-cased. We talked about him over-rotating the first one, so he slows down the rotation on that one, obviously. But you can't even talk to people that do the quad. Jed Milden's not here. Brandon rides BMX. You can't really talk about them jumping over. So he is going into deep, deep waters by himself.
And it's one of those moments, you know, it's not a trick that just keeps getting done. A quad takes so much energy. There's so much risk involved, but one thing we like to talk about is the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And here we have it, you know, he's tried to put on the biggest show that Barzi can for the crowd, for everyone at home watching. He's really pushed a huge one on this one.
Yo, he's got a fan from me, to say the least. We are pumped to be here in Brisbane. We had a little bit of time because of weather delay. We got a full on how amazing this city can be, and I can't think of enough. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to keep on going with Scooter Best Trick.
My favourite thing about this whole trip is just from what we've done over so many years, in and out of venues, buses, travelling, airports. It was kind of cool to come back on the road after such a long break and really enjoy a city for what it has to offer, and I don't think we could have done it at any better place than here in Brisbane.
Yeah!
Brisbane, Australia, we are back in one of the greatest cities for action sports fun times here in Queensland. We got a heads up, everything looks fine, our rider is okay, but before we get back to that, look at that skyline. They know how to build them here, don't they?
Mate, it's a beautiful country. I'm so blessed to have been raised here and I get to see this day in and day out. But how have you found Australia so far, Mike? You've been here a few times before, right?
I found the skate parks. That's what I'm looking for all the time.
Yeah.
We are pumped. Welcome back, everybody. We are pumped to be here. We are Scooter Best Trick here in Brisbane, Australia. My name is Micah Kranz. This is Warwick Binen. We call you Waz. Pumped, honored to be here with you here in one of the greatest progressing action sports contest, Nitro World Games.
100%. We're based here right now, Suncorp Stadium in the heart of Brisbane. It's one of the best stadiums in Australia, and to see scootering and the rest of the action sports out here putting on a show for the people, I'm just stoked to be here, honestly, Mike.
The energy is high, the stoke is up there, but we are going back to our 50-foot roll-in, the Giganta ramp. Let's keep the party going.
Mate, I'm so keen for this one. We've got a couple of the guys still to go on their second runs. I believe we are up to Zach Chappell, who's a local up here. Hunter Frost giving a little shout out there. I'm not too sure if he's about to drop in. He's representing Fusion. Yep, he looks keen for it. Like I said earlier in the stream, Hunter battling a little bit of sickness and stuff like that. It's so good to see him out on the ramp. Hopefully he can put this one down for us.
Exactly, and that's what we like to see. Just roll.
Wow.
Just get a trick underneath you. Get that thing rolled away. So hard to follow a stunt like a quad. To go to backflip, but hey, look at the relief he has. He knows he's got one more trick. You know, you got the one, you know, get the rust knocked off and give you another chance.
Hunter's been battling it. He hasn't been feeling too well, so to see him go huge on the nothing front there, just missing that right hand, which I think threw him off a little second. He's kicked it, tried to do the triple whip, and it's one of those ramps. If you don't land perfect, it's so hard to get away with it on a scooter.
Yeah, is that plastic pretty hard on those wheels?
Yeah, it's just because the wheel's so small, so your center of gravity can get put off in, you know, split seconds. The tiniest lean the wrong way, you know, not straightening the deck up enough, it can really buck you straight off.
Yep, absolutely. And you can see a couple of riders left getting their second runs underway. We are going to stay with you, and let's keep going.
Here he is, Zach Chappell, another Queensland local. He went huge on the first one, Wow. Getting lost in the kickless motions there. Zach's going to just want to put down a really solid trick in his third one. You know, he hasn't been able to do it in the first two, scoring a 5.33 earlier on. But he's also just going to be stoked to be here. Zach's a bricky's labourer when he's not riding a scooter. So, you know, he's going to be stoked to not be out there in the sunshine of Brizzy today laying bricks.
Yep, all the co-workers wondering, where is he?
Exactly. Sorry, mate, can't come in today. Chuck a little sickie. He's out here at Suncorp. The man from Estonia, dual sport athlete, Rumet Salik. He rides for Triad.
Whoa!
Wow, going for that 1440, I believe, again.
Yep.
Just not being able to rotate the front flip in that one, going to the arse on landing or sitting out on his butt, getting a little bit of a butt check. But he seems to be all right, and he's bounced away from it.
I mean, we are in snowboarding territories with trying to count how many spins they are doing, and this apparatus is what does it.
Exactly. You've got the big takeoff, you've got the big landing, and these guys know how to send it. But behind it all, this guy right here, R. Willie. He put down a huge one. He's currently in first place. What do you think he's got in store for us on this second hit?
Willie's here to go against himself. He's not going to take it easy. He wants to do world's first, world's first, world's first. Let's see what he has here. Whoa! And he rides away.
Are you kidding?
Puts it down.
Wow.
Was it 4 or 5? We need to see
We
the
need
replay.
to see this replay. We've been going back and forth in practice watching him do this one. The Super Saiyan.
You see the move? You see him do the meme thing? The meme thing.
Dance for us, Willie. He's loving it. Mumsy in the crowd, stoked to see him put another one down. Willie is literally doing this time and time again. He's backed it up
5.
there. Run number 2.
92.33
sees him secure a little higher place
That was a
on top
quint.
of the podium.
Let's count the rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he gets
And
out
sitting
of
it down.
Yep. So
So-
there's 2 ways to look at that trick. 1440 court, or that really is an 18.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
I know Willie's been talking about the cork 18, so I think that's what we should go with if that's what he wants to call it. But it is one of those tricks. You get so lost in the spins and you add that front flip corky variation to it.
He was the first to do the 7 front,
Yep.
first to do the 1080 front. Why wouldn't he be the first? As everyone tries to catch up with him, Willie is on a competition of his own.
Exactly.
He wants to beat Willie, and right now, Willie's winning in every way possible.
It's one of my favorite things about Willie, and one of the best things.
Tony Hawk, double Tony Hawk.
Absolutely. Let's go down to our friend Caroline Buchanan, who is with Ryan Williams.
Oh, we're here.
We're here. Congratulations, Ryan Williams. You've gone out in full form, throwing down from your run number 1. Can you tell us what it's like to have this platform for scooter and how important it is?
Oh, this is amazing. 1 hour down the road from our Willie Land. I'm so stoked to throw down on the scooter. Shout out to Barzy. I hope you're doing all right, man. You are an absolute legend. So hands off to Barzy, but let's keep this comp going. Do it for scooters.
The camaraderie down here is so strong. You never want to see your buddy go down. What's been going down at Willie Land? You had the qualifiers. What's in the water?
So much. All the tricks you're seeing here right now have been practiced at our Willie Land. Shout out to all the scooter homies. We've got so many more things to go down. I love you all. Let's do this for action sports.
Does it get any cooler than Ryan Williams? I don't think it does. No. You have a private training facility and you have the only ramp in Australia and you open it up to your competition. What does that say about you as a human being?
Mate, he's one of the greatest friends that we all have in scootering. But little story for you, Micah. We're actually born on the same day of the same year, and he took all the powers.
That's exactly it. Keeping all this talent for himself. Let Ryan Williams hear you if you like him.
There you see him. Look, the crowd favourite, the man, the myth, R. Willie. He's on top of the podium right now. But in third, our next athlete to drop, Jaden Stanley. We think he's going to go huge on this one. I hope he can put down what he's been talking about prior in practice. But here we are.
Final runs, 3 of 3. What has he got for us? Get it, get it, get it. Dude.
Just slipping a foot there on the double Stanley flip.
You can tell he saw it the whole way. You're like,
Exactly.
I saw it, I just put my foot on. But he's relieved. You just went to war, sir, and you're walking away. Congratulations.
It's one of those things. They only get 3 hits at it. The adrenaline's high. These guys want it so bad. He's going to be stoked either way. A little rotor whip at the end there on the resi ramp. But Tommy Dang waving it out right there. He is stoked. Nice little deep breath. Trying to suck one back. Get that relaxation to come over his body. Come on, Tommy. What have you got for this hit? Run 3. Oh. It's so hard to imagine him even getting that, but I know that Tommy would have done some variation of it to the bag or something like that in practice. I haven't seen it yet. I'd love to see that trick landed, so fingers crossed we can see Tommy put that down one day at Nitro World Games.
But that's the level you have to be if you're going to be Nitro World Games. If you want to even compete, you have to do something you're not comfortable with, something you've never pulled before. This is that setting to get it done, and it says a lot about his character to go out there 3 tries, body bag himself, and smiling. What a
Exactly.
cool guy.
He's just stoked to be out here, but most of all, he's stoked to be pushing the progression of skewering, and another man that is going to do that, Luke Berlin, currently with a score of 62 flat in 6th place. This is his 3rd and final here. Come on, Lukey, what have you got for us?
Whoa!
Go.
Whoa! Is there some sort of saran wrap leg thing?
He's one of the only guys in scootering that does this, and I don't know how he does it. He's got the most flexibility you've ever seen for someone that doesn't stretch. I can guarantee he doesn't do any form of prep. He's like, yeah, mate, let me just throw my leg over the bar here. But there, he's going for the cash roll, leg wrap, I believe, to bar spin or to whip. We kind of got a little lost in there, and I'd love to see a replay. But not really phased. He's just stoked to be out here, you know, chilling.
Yeah, he's going to go right back to our Willie Land and be a stud over there.
100%. But Byron Mitchell representing MV Scooters. He's coming in huge for this hit.
Whoa.
Oh my God, a little too much salsa on that one. He's overcooked it, gone back seat, but stoked. Look at that. He's just running on pure adrenaline right now, Micah.
I can't believe the pop you can get off scooters on this ramp. I mean, you only have so much speed because the wheels are so big, you know, and the bigger the wheels, the faster you go. So you guys use these small wheels for maneuverability. The fact you can get that much speed to go that high on this ramp.
It's the ramp, Micah. It does it all for us. You know, these guys are putting on a show right now because they don't get to ride ramps like this. Dane, he spins the 3rd one around. You hear the grasp from the crowd there. They wanted to see you put that one. Unfortunately, today's not the day, but Dano's stoked and he's given some props out there. Huge shout out to him.
And that's just it. Maybe you don't nail it this time. We're going to keep going with this competition. You have a chance to be an absolute all-star next time, but you are going to live in infamy for being part of this contest. 2 years in the waiting, it's been worth it, every minute.
Here we have him, half bars, Jack Ward representing Core out of the UK. Wow. Dude. He's gone for it again, and he's just not been able to get the scooter away from him there. Landed pretty heavy, but you see, back on his feet, Micah. It's one of the blessings of these ramps. These boys can send it, cop a little bounce and get away with it. So far, we've been quite lucky. The boys are pushing the level of scootering with every single trick that we're seeing, and they're walking away from it.
Yep.
Next up, though, Rhys Rogers on top. He's got the no-name bars. They're one of the only carbon fiber products in scootering. I don't know how he gets away with riding them when you see him do things like this. The amount of force that he pulls back on the bars. Going for that triple again.
Yes!
Sticking it. Let's go, Rhys. You see, pumping it up to the crowd right now. Terry Price is in there, gassed. A huge triple backflip, no-hander. The extension on that thing was insane. Chris Farris up there, fist pumping for him. Props from half bars. The whole scene is going to be going mad right now. Oh,
the attitude of this contest has just changed with this trick. 3 backflips, taking his hands off in the first rotation and stomping it. He just got the card on the river he was needing. He tried 2 other times before this, and this was the attempt that's going to put him. He's going to be up there. That's one of the wildest tricks. I've seen it on BMX one time. You tell me, has it been done on scooters before?
People have done triple flips. They've taken their hands off here and there, but I don't know if one's ever been done in competition. We've seen it done right there.
I think it's
so
the first time.
Clean. In that 3rd flip as well, he spots the landing, puts it down. 93.33. That is 1st place, ladies and gentlemen. Rhys is going to be gassed on that one. Wow.
We said it. It's going to take a world's first trick to get on this podium, and that's what just happened. Imagine the stage he is on. You are in the biggest contest in the world, and you just put Ryan Williams. You put all the pressure on him. He's done 2 for 2 world's first. Now you got to make him do a 3rd world's first if he wants to take away. And he has lost this competition before. I'm just saying, there's a couple Funk brothers out there with some trophies, you know?
There's a couple of boys out there with some trophies, but the best thing about Arwell is he's putting it on for this whole crew. He doesn't really care about winning right now because him out here, he's gassed, he's stoked. We have Chris Farris dropping in. Oh, he just can't straighten up there on the cash roll, going for the quad, waving it off to the crowd. He's had an amazing week so far, but on the Willie note, you know, he's got the crew out here. The pressure's really going to be on him on this 3rd hit. A lot of the guys, they haven't been able to stick a trick yet. Is it going to come down to run 3, you think, Micah?
100%. Ryan Williams is not here to lose. I mean, like you said, he's stoked, and if he gets beat, it's not going to ruin his day, but he's got some points to prove. He's done some things and taken some slack, and this is his contest to win.
I think the biggest thing about Willie is he always pushes himself. He wants the best out of himself, and that's what we're going to see on this third hit. But Dylan Morrison dropping in for this one. He has the chance to do something huge. He's currently in third.
Whoa!
Oh! Way too much speed on that one. He's ejected.
He did
very
the right thing.
Very smartly. Super safe, walking off, probably a little bit sore on the old booty. The tailbone won't be too kind to him when he needs to go to the dunny later on, Micah. But you can see he's walking away, and that's the most important thing.
That's part of the win here. Maybe you don't pull your tricks, you walk away, that's a win.
100%. You can see the podium right there and the rest of the list. Rhys in first, Willie in second, Dylan Morrison in third, who just went. But right now we have in sixth place, Jack Churchwood. What can he put down?
What?
Oh! He's gone for the Stanley flip, and then he whips it around like a back scoot deck grab. I would have loved to see him put that one down. You can see he's just like, mate, I'd love a couple more cracks at it, but it is what it is.
Exactly. You know everyone's going to be trying to book tickets to our Willie Land even after this contest, you know?
Yep, I'd love to see more of these on. Hopefully we can get them on in some amazing locations around the world. But right now we're in the heart of Brisbane City in Australia, Suncorp Stadium. There's been so many amazing sporting events here. But for us, we've got action sports in the house. It's a perfect cup of tea for you and me, Mike.
It really is. This is a dream situation. All these ramps, all these beautiful people, and an action sports knowledgeable crowd.
Yep, exactly. They know what they're watching. The Aussies love this stuff. They're full throttle, just like Hunter. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Hunter has been in hospital yesterday, the last couple of days. He hasn't even been riding this ramp, and he's gone ballistic.
That was
ballistic. I need to see the replay. He doesn't even know. He's like, wait, did I get away with that? Nick Seddon running over. It's good to see Nick up. He went down hard early, but he's out there supporting the boys. Hunter is just gassed.
I mean, he's had a whirlwind of emotions. He was after the quad flip and everything.
Exactly. Here we see the nothing front scooter flip. He grabs the bars. Bar twist to kickless.
He really manhandled that thing on the way down.
I watched this guy tear up Lake Havasu last weekend at the World Championships, and now on one of the biggest ramps you would see, he is no joke. Hunter Frost, mate, wow.
He's almost embarrassed.
He's like, oh, did I land something?
What did I do?
Exactly. He had, like I said, guys, he hasn't been practicing. He hasn't. He's been unwell the last couple of days. So to see him put this down, you can see the bar twist, or untwist even there. Kickless and getting away with it. Look at the surprise on his face.
How many tricks was that?
Let me count. Nothing front scooter, untwist or bar twist. It's hard to see from that angle. And then kickless. So 3 technically, but a kickless is a whip rewind without a kick in the middle. So technically 4. And now Zach Chappell. He's not laying bricks. He's out here on the Giganta ramp. Stanley flip, nothing front. Oh my God.
That was great.
I've seen him throw things like that at Willie Land, and if he put that down, this crowd would have erupted.
No, they loved it. Even the attempt, you could see him just being stoked as he literally, inward throws it. Pretty good stuff. All right, Waz, set this up for us, man. What do you think?
I have goosebumps. We have our Willie at the top right there, giving props to the Estonian legend, Runet Salik.
Look at his face.
This guy has had a little trouble in the first 2 runs, but what can he put down now? We're just kind of on the edge of our seats. Oh! He's trying to back up our Willie. He just hasn't been able to get away with it there. He's going to be more gutted than anything. I don't think he's injured.
That was stomped. That was so close to being pulled. You can see the frustration in himself. But now, it's time. Again, I've said it for years. Ryan Williams eats pressure. He's the kind of guy that makes diamonds from stuff like this. But can he do it again? You're only as great as your last success. And this is quite a contest. What does this say to the scooter industry as a whole right now?
You know, he's gone a 91.33 in his first one. He's upped it to a 92.33. If he wants to take that top spot, he's going to have to step it up that extra point. He looks ready. You can see the focus. The nerves are there. The nerves are always going to be there, though, Michael. When you're pushing the boundaries like this, the nerves are always going to be there. The mouth guard's in, the helmet's on. He pumps up the crowd. You know, he's going to suck this one back and just focus right now. Really focus. A little bit of visualization. Here it is from our Willie. Fingers are crossed. Let's go, Willie.
The final run, the walk-off. It's going to be double backflip, 720. Didn't roll away. That means Ryan was just beat
by Rhys Rogers.
Unbelievable. Ryan Williams locals were the only ones that were putting pressure on him. And as you can see, the scooter industry is absolutely stoked. That was the greatest scooter competition I have ever seen in my entire life. There was so much drama. There was so much success. There was sadness, and at the end of it, he pulled one trick out of the three of them, and he did it. Caroline Buchanan, get into that mess and tell me what it's like.
Yes, Rhys.
She's going to have trouble getting him right now, guys.
Rhys. Rhys, as you can tell, the guys are over the moon for you. How do you put this moment into words? You won the qualifier at R Willys. You've now gone head-to-head against one of your idols, now your rivals. This is the power of sport. Can you put this moment into words?
I honestly can't. I am speechless. This is the best experience of my life. Let's go!
Now, surely you've got people to thank. Is there anyone behind the team?
I just want to thank Ryan for letting me come out to R Willy Land and practice this trick. I've been trying since 2021, and I got it on my last attempt in Nitro World Games. Let's go!
Congratulations, Rhys. You are the 2022 Nitro World Games champion.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
Real emotion at the greatest scooter contest to ever happen. Rhys taking home the win. What a trick, what height, what a variable.
Mate, I have goosebumps still. This is going to change Rhys's life. Rhys actually opted not to go to the World Championships after podiuming in the Aussie Championships. He opted not to go because he said, I want to go to Nitro, I want to put on a show, I have tricks that I want to do that are going to push the sport to greater levels than me getting on a podium at, Worlds could ever do. It's about the sport, and you can see the level there of stoke on Rhys's face. The whole community is behind him. He's getting props from Boyd Hilda, BMX athlete. Everyone is out there stoked because they know what they've just witnessed. Wow.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, Waz, that was one of the coolest things I've been a part of. I'm more of a BMX head on this end. But you scooter kids, you are having it together. What an unbelievable community. What a great group of people. What a contest. Let's say we try it again sometime.
Yeah,
huh?
I cannot wait to get back in the booth with you, Micah. Thank you so much. Nitro World Games, it's been real.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Brisbane, for hanging out. Thank you, Scooter Best Tricks, to everybody happening. Be back with you shortly.